We can walk in our confidence all day, but sometimes people see your confidence and they see your strength, they tear you down because they only want to clap for the version of you that they can control.
Let's not beat around the bush. One battle after another is a chef's kiss of a performance.
Thank you.
I wanted to start off by asking you, where were you at in life when this role found you?
Ooh, that is a great question. I was in a space where I was ready for a role of Perfidia, you know? Also, even in the space of like survival mode, you know? And when you meet Perfidia, you see that she's in survival mode, but you also see this woman that is like unapologetically her. And that inspired me because I'm a woman that I'm strong and I walk in my strength, I walk in my confidence, and I was able to relate to that. You know what I'm saying? I think that Perfidia, you know, she got her shit with her, you know what I'm saying? And she has some things that we don't necessarily agree with, but I think one thing we can all agree with is that she's a badass. So it was fun to kind of like dive into just being a badass and being unfiltered and not willing to be silenced, you know what I'm saying? And just walking into my freedom.
Have you ever felt silenced in that sense?
You know, maybe. You know, I think when you walk in grace, there's a little bit of silence in there. It's kind of like, okay, cool, you just let it go, you know. And then some people will poke or abuse your grace. You know what I'm saying? And I think with Perfidia, it's like, no, I'm gonna say what's on my mind right here, right now. I don't care how I make you feel. You know what I'm saying?
In a way, has she enabled you to step into yourself in new ways, do you think?
Absolutely. You know, I think to see Perfidia, again, you see this person that's unapologetically herself, no matter the cost. She doesn't care what people think. I think us as human beings, like, we can walk in our confidence all day, but sometimes people see your confidence and they see your strength, they tear you down because they only want to clap for the version of you that they can control. You know what I'm saying? I think sometimes we fall into the caring a little bit about what people think, or even if you don't show it, it's still those little things that just hurt. You know what I'm saying? And I think with Perfidia, you don't see her hurt. You don't see that bother her. It's like, okay, but I'm still here and I'm still myself unapologetically. So she definitely inspired me to fully stay in my strength even when people were trying to bring me down.
When have you felt that people have tried to bring you down?
It's human nature, especially within the space of social media. You know what I'm saying? Because I realized that, you know, misery loves company, and you have a choice on if you want to be the company to that misery. You know, some people really just sit at home all day and figure out how to be mean and unkind and not gentle, you know? And I think that I did used to care about what people said about me and thought about me, because it's like, when you move with pure intentions and you do things with your heart, you know, it's weird that people can still find something negative to say. It's weird that, you know, a lie is more true than the truth. You get what I'm saying? So it's a really weird time in the world, and I think playing the role of Perfidia helped me continue to walk in my confidence and not care about, you know, it just makes you realize that a lot of stuff is just outside noise, and that really is damn if you do, damn if you don't. And I think Perfidia knew that. So it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. So pick a side. Either walk in my confidence, 'cause motherfuckers gonna hate anyway, or let them get the best of you and they still gonna tear you down for you allowing them to get the best of you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think, you know, Perfidia made a choice, and I respect that.
And that also comes from when you can really have a great relationship with yourself, right?
Absolutely. I think having a great relationship with yourself and also having a great relationship with God. I pray a lot, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's, his opinion is the most important opinion. And seeing that he accepts me in any form that I come to him in is enough for me. You know, I'm able to reset, realign, and have those conversations and just continue my faith walk, you know, because at the end of the day, you know, tomorrow's not promised. And then it's like, God forbid, if you're gone, they're gonna move on to the next person to talk about or have something to say about, you know? So it's just kind of like, again, Perfidia puts us in the space of pick a side. make a decision, make a choice, and stand on that. She stands 10 toes down on what she believes in and 10 toes down on her freedom. And all you can do is really respect it, whether you agree with it or not. Even if, I don't have to agree with you to have compassion for you. You get what I'm saying? I also don't have to agree with you to be able to not pass judgment on you. I think people feel like because I don't agree with you that I have to judge you for your beliefs and your opinions. I don't move like that. And I think filming this movie and dealing with such a complex character has really showed me that. I've never been a judgmental person anyway, but it made it dope to have to navigate my personal beliefs up against her personal beliefs. You know what I'm saying?
It's so interesting what you said, because I don't think we walk through life anymore with enough respect for the other person on the other side of the argument.
Exactly.
And showing that compassion. That's something we've really got to learn how to do.
Exactly. And I'm an empath, so I automatically have to see it from everybody's side. You know what I'm saying? I have to put myself in your shoes. You get what I'm saying? And I think a big part of that is even just with, the postpartum portion of Perfidia's character, which I thought was really dope of Paul to highlight, because it's something that's not spoken about enough. People think that postpartum depression is a game and that it's not serious, and it's a very serious thing. So I think as a mother, I would not have left my child. You get what I'm saying? But I have no place, it's not my place to judge. All I can do is have compassion and empathy for a mother that I see is dealing with postpartum depression, and she doesn't feel seen and she doesn't feel heard. And at that point, she's all she got. And if that means walking out, that's her way of handling her postpartum depression. But we also see what resulted in that too. We seen nobody show up for this woman. They put her in the strong category. That's another problem, that you see a strong woman and you automatically assume that there's no, that this person doesn't have feelings, and that this person is not human, and that this person doesn't make mistakes, and they got it all together. When you're strong, you don't get the same amount of compassion and empathy and grace. You just don't. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yes, I may not have handled it the way she handled it, but I can empathize and I can have compassion for the place that she was put in. You see Bob attempt to walk in the door, but then he backs away, and that's a part of the problem, that we're not stepping in when you hear the first cry. You know what I'm saying? Now we're all sitting here clutching our pearls, wondering why she walked out the door. It's just like, we all play a part. You know what I'm saying? So how do we do a better job at showing up for one another? How do we do a better job at, you know how they say, well, when you see somebody, when somebody show you who you are, believe them the first time. Okay, well, when you hear somebody cry out help for help, hear them the first time. Believe them the first time. Show up the first time, because you just never know what you can avoid for the next time. You can avoid it getting bigger. You can de-escalate it before it even escalates. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think the postpartum section is so powerful.
It's so powerful, and it's so important.
And it's so great to see that in a very big blockbuster movie as well, because we're not used to seeing that.
And that's what I'm saying. It just took my respect for Paul to a whole nother level, and I've already had the utmost respect for him. But this took it to the next level, because it showed this woman that is just perfectly imperfect. It was the humanity of it all. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, no, everything's not supposed to be done right, because that's just not real life. You know what I'm saying? It's just not real life. And I think that's why we all have that soft spot for Perfidia, because we see her be so strong and nobody's really checking in and asking her how she's doing. You know, I also understand her character on a whole nother level. I know how it feels to be in survival mode. I know how it feels to feel like I'm all I got. I know how it feels to deal with postpartum depression. I know how it feels like to not feel seen or not feel heard, or I know what it feels like to cry, to the silent cries, the loud cries. I know how it feels, you know? So it was definitely, you know, dope to be able to tap into a character like Perfidia, knowing that this would be something that the masses would see. This topic is important.
When have you really felt like you've been in survival mode?
I mean, I think just being a black woman in general, you're forced to be in survival mode. You have a voice, that's a problem. You're quiet, that's a problem. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like us even being pushed in this category of, you're such a strong black woman. What does that even mean? Because it's like, while we get praised for being a strong black woman, our feelings are not seen. And that doesn't just stoop down to just relationships. I feel like you hear women speaking about these kind of topics and it's automatic, like, oh my God, what was happening in a previous relationship? What was happening to that? This is within the industry too. This is within society as well. You know, like, we are, unfortunately, the least protected, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We have a voice, we have confidence in this. We're too loud. You know, we're strong, then it's kind of like, well, we don't have to ask them if they're okay. Or what she need my compassion for? She's strong, she got it. Which one you want us to be? You know what I'm saying? We're weak, then everybody's, you know, is just like, oh my God, dude, stand up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, stand up. You strong, sit down. It's like, well, which one is it gonna be? You know what I'm saying? And that's why I respect Perfidia, because she walked in herself unapologetically and can't nobody sit her down. And in her case, not even a baby. She's like, girl, I'm
out.
I'm out. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's so interesting because the topic of black female strength is so important to this movie.
Yeah.
But what's so great about it is you see the strength and you also see there's quite a lot of power and vulnerability too.
Exactly. And I think that's why I love the ending letter. It's like that's the most vulnerable you hear at Perfidia, you know, and writing that letter to her daughter. And also the bigger picture that I think people don't realize is it wasn't just walking out because she was dealing with postpartum. This is also a woman that knows what's coming, and her past is coming to haunt the people that she loved. And she needed to separate from them to keep them safe. You know, and it's so many moving parts to the movie, so a lot of stuff didn't make it. But it's definitely deeper than her just randomly getting up one day and saying, okay, I'm out of here. And that's when you see the resilience in Willa, and her be able to navigate through each battle as it came her way, you know? But that's what I love about this movie, because it's so practical. It's so real. It's like everything is, you feel it. It's not some shit that's like, okay, let me just, you know, pull up the background and throw it in there. Like, we're really in the trenches, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're really in there getting it done. And it's really, everybody is fighting their own battles, whether it's silent or loud, you know? And that's what I appreciate about this. I think it's raw. I think it's not a movie that you can just put into a box. So when people say, "Oh, can you describe the movie in one word?" You can't.
You can't describe it in one word.
Would be putting it in a box, and that's just not that.
I definitely think it brings up a really strong message about advocacy and using your voice and the power of using your voice. When do you think you're proudest of using your voice, though?
For what I believe in, I think you should always be proud to use your voice in whatever you feel like serves you. You know, it's not one specific thing. You know, if I believe in this, I'm not gonna allow anybody to tear that down. So I feel proud to use my voice. You know what? I am most proud to use my voice when it's time to. This is just one of the things, but in protecting other creatives, and like using my voice to spread awareness on postpartum depression and motherhood, and use my voice to speak on the pros and the cons of being labeled a strong black woman. You know what I'm saying? I think those are all things I'm proud to speak up about, you know, and spread more light and awareness to those type of topics.
Is there a moment, though, where you can really remember taking a stand for yourself, when you felt like you were going to question your inner voice and you let your inner voice come out?
Yeah, when I retired music. When I retired music, I had just had my second child. You know, I just turned 30 and I just had my second child, and it was just a lot of things. I was tired. I was tired, and I think, you know, my grind and hustle was already out of this world as a mother of one. Imagine a mother of two. Who finna play with y'all? My grind was different. My hustle was different. Like, I wasn't taking from nobody no more. You get what I'm saying? I was showing up for myself. It's really kind of a full circle moment, you know, because that was a big moment for me. It was my faith walk. I didn't know what was next. When I retired music, you know, my people was telling me they didn't think that was a smart thing to do. And I was like, but I'm not about to be stuck in one box. I want to pour more into, you know, my acting, pour more into my directing, pour more into creative directing, pour more into other creatives. So it's like, retiring, I didn't know what was next for me. It was a scary decision to have to make, but it was the best decision I ever made. You know what I'm saying? Like I think not even a whole month after I retired music, I had got my first serious role, which was 1001. And then after 1001, directly after 1001, I got one battle after another. You get what I'm saying? So it was almost like after fighting 1001 battles, I get this role, and these are life-changing experiences. So to be able to play a character where I stand up for what I believe in and taking that gamble is amazing. It's definitely a full circle moment.
But also look at you now. Like,
Yeah.
let's take a moment for that, because
Thank you.
you are so exceptional in this movie. Like,
Thank
you
you.
broke me. It's so incredible to see. And I think you must have had you must have had to dig really deep to find your self-belief on that journey, right? To get to this point.
I think because I was already in the space, like I had already changed and did so much work on myself. I think getting into this role was more so even more healing, because it was just confirmation that the path I was walking in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? So playing Perfidia helped me continue to stand in my confidence and continue to stand and sit in my voice and be okay with that, and sit in my strength and confidence and be okay with that, but also be able to know, yes, things can coexist. I can absolutely be strong, but also absolutely have my moments where I'm not okay. I can be strong and have my moments where I'm very vulnerable. Things can coexist, and that was the power in that. You know, it was also the power in understanding, you know, still having compassion for people, even if you don't agree with them. But like I said, as an empath, I've always been that. I've always been that way. But certain things like this is just confirmation that you're doing it right. It's like a little pat on your back to understand, okay, cool, like you're doing it right, and you're not bugging. You're not wrong for still having compassion for people. You're not wrong for giving people grace, even the ones who don't deserve it.
And that's when you show true grace.
Exactly.
When you give the grace to the people who don't deserve it.
When you mind your business and you understand, as long as you're doing your part, you cannot control them not doing theirs.
You mentioned doing the work. What has doing the work looked like for you? And what work are you proudest of doing on yourself, would you say?
I think, you know, and I think it's something that we all should be working toward. I think when you are working toward being the absolute best version of yourself, that's the best work, because that's an ongoing process. You're never gonna fully be your best self, because then you'll be perfect, and only God is perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we're all perfectly imperfect, and I think that's a part of the learning process and the constant work. I think if we do the work and then we become perfect, we get comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So there's never a version of me that see myself not having room to be better. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna always be a version of me that can see myself being better. I'm gonna always want more for myself, because more is more. You can never have too much of being great at, you know, at working toward being great at what you do. You know, I will always continue to walk towards being a better version of myself, being a better mom, being a better friend, being a better daughter, being a better parent, being a better actress, being a better singer, being a better director. You get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's humility. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will never be in a place of ego or pride. I'm never above learning. I will forever be a student, even when I'm teaching.
I love that. That's a beautiful way of putting it.
Thank you.
And I think as well, like, this is all about battles that we face. What is the battle you're proudest of battling for you?
Life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, life be lifing. Life be lifing for all of us. And it's all about how you navigate it. You know what I'm saying? Like, when prayers are being answered, no battle is too big for you to take on, and no battle is too big for you to handle. You know, I think as you walk into your faith and you continue to build your relationship with God, no battle's too big, because clearly if he put it on you, you can handle it. You know, and I love the cliche saying of, you know, he put his battle on his strongest soldiers. I love being a warrior of love. I love being a warrior, you know, for God, and a soldier. You know what I'm saying? Like, I enjoy that. So I am proud that I'm in a place where no battle is too big for me, where like the weight no longer feels like punishment. You know, it's understanding that the weight is not punishment, it's preparation for what's already written. You know what I'm saying? Like greater preparation for what's already written. So now I look at my patience as, okay, no, this is not punishment. Life is not bad. Things are not going, that wasn't meant for me. And that not being meant for me is only preparing me to go even harder for what is meant for me.
I love that. You sprinkled so many great life lessons.
Thank you.
In this episode, but we always end on one final question, and that is, in the reign of your life, what is the one rule you'll always live by, Teyana?
I mean, walk in your faith. I live by that because it's a long road. You ever type in something on the maps, right? And it may say, okay, it'll take you 6 minutes to get there by car, but it'll take you 30 minutes if you walk. It's a long walk, you know what I'm saying? And understanding that you don't have to take the quickest route. You don't have to take the easiest route. Take the route that's meant for you. In this walk, you will run into a lot of bumps. You might even run into a deer. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to just
swerve that deer, babe.
You feel me? Like, it's going to be things that's thrown at you. Then you're going to have rain. Then you're going to have wind. Then it's like you're going to have sun showers. It's just continue to walk in your faith. Continue your faith walk no matter what comes in your way. And if you want to take the other route and you want to drive there, buckle up. You get what I'm saying? And understand that, again, you can still run into a deer. And this time it'll just maybe run across your windshield. You know what I'm saying? But be prepared for that. No matter how you do it, you can joyride through this. You can walk through it. You can skateboard through it. You can ride a bike through it. As long as you are on a path to your greatness, that's all it's about. And that's what I live by. Never feel like any battle is too big. It will be tough because nothing is easy. It's not even fun when shit is easy.
Oh, babe. It's also not always fun when it's hard either.
Exactly. But at least that's a part of your story. You know what I'm saying? I think the problem is we all want the glory and not what it takes to get there. We don't want the story part. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't want the story part that makes the glory hit so much different. You know what I'm saying? If you got it easy, what would you sit in this interview and tell me, oh yeah, it was really great how I got here? We're both in this chair for a reason. You get what I'm saying? And you wouldn't be great at what you do if it wasn't hard. If it was easy, it would be like we would have nothing in common right now. You wouldn't even know the questions to ask because you wouldn't know what resilience looked like. You get what I'm saying?
You got to do the work.
Yeah, you got to do the work. There
and
is
keep that
no
faith in
glory
yourself.
without the work. Exactly.